I have a lot of regrets, and I have a lot of regrets about my divorce. And one of them is that I picked the worst divorce lawyer. Probably not the worst ever, but one of the things that I asked from her was to put a stipulation in my divorce paperwork saying that I requested that all explicit content be destroyed because I had taken photos and videos, explicit ones, for my ex-husband while we were still married. And then once we were divorced, weird, I didn't want him to have access to that anymore. And I shared that with my lawyer, and she told me that we shouldn't put that language in the paperwork because then people might think poorly of me. So she was more concerned about what someone might look up and find in my paperwork about me wanting autonomy and rights over my body. It's more important for people to not find that out versus to ensure that that content is destroyed and that my ex-husband doesn't still have it and look at it. I mean, in all honesty, I don't think he does, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for him. I don't know. All I know is that I did reach out to him during the divorce process 2 years ago and said, can you please make sure that all of that is deleted? And he said, yes, it's all gone. And I said, well, what about, in this location? And he said, oh, I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. Like, when? This is my body. And the point is, I'll never know if he deleted it.
Of course not. Of course I didn't.
So this woman is having a moment of deep regret over explicit content shared with her ex-husband, which, sidebar, is an entirely valid concern. But the pivot point, the grand thesis of the complaint, is that her lawyer dissuaded her from putting a delete all explicit content clause in the divorce paperwork because it might make her look bad. Hold the phone. Was the lawyer actually saying, people might think poorly of you for having nudes? Or was the lawyer saying a formal legal demand for the destruction of property, even digital, implies a legal dispute over salacious content, which could be exploited by opposing counsel to make you look emotionally unstable and damage your leverage on real assets? Call me a cynic, but one of those sounds like a bad legal strategy, and the other sounds like a flimsy excuse to shift blame. The core issue isn't the ex-husband, who allegedly promised to delete them and probably did, because honestly, who is hoarding years-old ex-nudes like they're Beanie Babies? The issue is the convenient narrative of external victimhood. She chose the lawyer. She agreed to the strategy. The lawyer works for her. The minute you sign the retainer, you are paying for professional advice, not a personal cheerleader. The "I'll never know if he deleted it" is the classic, emotionally manipulative closing line. It's a beautifully crafted fear hook designed to generate public sympathy, but it conveniently ignores the agency she had at every step. Choosing to take and share the photos, choosing the husband, and choosing the legal representation. It's like complaining your lottery ticket didn't win after you let a squirrel pick the numbers. It's a tragedy. But you held the pen. Like and subscribe if you think women should stop blaming the legal system for their bad photo choices.
I just can't understand getting dumped because I just can't believe that, you think that you're gonna find someone better.
Battering question posed in the second clip is this: I just can't understand getting dumped because I just can't believe that, you think that you're gonna find someone better. This single sentence is the Rosetta Stone for understanding a large swath of modern dating entitlement. It's an unspoken yet deeply felt contract that many women believe they are signing simply by existing. I am the prize, and by choosing you, I have conferred value upon you. Your role is to be grateful and stay put. Any attempt to leave is not merely a rejection of me, but a delusional overestimation of your own worth. It's the emotional equivalent of a one-star Yelp review that ends with "they must be bankrupt soon because I ate here and I didn't like it." This entire viewpoint operates from a zero-sum, objectivist perspective. My worth is an objective, universal fact, and your assessment of me must therefore be flawed if it deviates from that fact. The common sense clarity that's missing here is the simple realization that people date for connection, not for transactional minimums. No one is obligated to stay simply because you meet a baseline of acceptability. People leave relationships, even good ones, because they find someone who sparks more joy, who aligns better with their goals, or whose annoying habits are less grating. Maybe he's not seeking better, maybe he's seeking different. Furthermore, this clip is the distilled essence of having all the time in the world. When you operate under the belief that your desirability clock never runs down, being dumped is incomprehensible. It's not a market adjustment, it's a glitch in the matrix. But here's the reality check. Men, especially high-value, emotionally secure men, do trade up. They trade up from drama to peace, from high maintenance to genuine partnership, and from emotional black holes to sunlit stability. Being blindsided by a breakup is often the natural consequence of being emotionally checked out, assuming compliance, and never having to truly compete or collaborate. It's not that he thinks he'll find someone better. It's that he just found out you're not the one to scout, and that realization is a sovereign right, not a delusional threat.
How are the dating apps working for you? Great? Having fun? Nah, me neither. The apps are absolutely not working. I've been single 2.5 years, and I'm 33 years old. So I'm an adult, and if I commit to spending any amount of time with you when I could be sitting doing nothing, staring at the wall, or watching Netflix on a show I've watched 3 times before, I deserve to know right away if you're not interested. Like, just say it was nice to meet you and I didn't think we vibed, so best wishes. It's really not that hard. So I'm gonna go back into the wild and do things the old-fashioned way and meet people through mutual friends usually. That way, maybe you're gonna be a little bit more worried about me talking shit about you to other people. So who knows?
Okay, this is the ultimate distillation of the time is money and my time is more valuable than your effort double standard. Our 33-year-old dating app warrior, who by her own admission is perfectly happy staring at the wall or rewatching The Office, is demanding immediate, clinical, and brutal honesty from men right away in the middle of a first or second date. The punchline? She's claiming that her commitment to not doing anything is a greater investment than the man's time spent commuting, planning, paying for, and executing the date. Her time commitment is, I showed up. His commitment is, I did the emotional labor and the financial sponsorship. The logical disconnect is deafening. The apps aren't not working, sweetie. They're working exactly as designed to provide high-access, low-commitment encounters that expose deep emotional fault lines. You're single for 2.5 years at 33, and your solution to communication issues is to try meeting people through mutual friends. So maybe you're going to be a little bit more worried about me talking shit about you to other people. That's not going back into the wild. That's threatening to leverage social shame as a form of post-date quality control. It's not looking for a connection. It's hiring an emotional accountability manager who can be threatened with PR damage. Men don't give immediate clinical feedback because they're dating, not administering quarterly performance reviews. They are emotionally guarded because, historically, the honest, simple, "we didn't vibe" line is met with a torrent of defensive rage, accusations of misogyny, and an immediate psychoanalysis of their character. The dating landscape has been so effectively policed by the very people demanding honesty that men have learned the only safe exit strategy is the slow fade, the ghost, or the "I'm busy with work" soft pedal. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Until women can accept "we didn't vibe" without turning it into "you're clearly an emotionally stunted sociopath who wastes women's time," the slow fade will remain the preferred and most reasonable male exit strategy. You want better communication? Offer emotional safety for the truth first. This is the manifestation of the double standard in its purest form. The radical feminist view demands that men be emotionally mature, immediately vulnerable, high-earning, socially conscious, and yet simultaneously completely expendable and interchangeable. Dating is a shared risk venture, not a service economy where the woman is the customer who is always right. The problem is the conflation of respect with guaranteed satisfaction. You want a man to be emotionally honest? You have to create an environment where his honesty is met with dignity, not a performance review and a character assassination. You want him to respect your time? Then respect his and the effort it took to plan a date with someone he wasn't sure about. The why are things like this answer is that too many women have weaponized their feelings, and men have reacted by building emotional and communicative walls as a form of self-preservation. When the cost of being honest and vulnerable is emotional attack and reputational damage, the market naturally shifts towards ghosting and ambiguity. This isn't about men being villains. It's about men being economically rational in a highly hostile emotional market. The most revolutionary thing a modern dater can do is stop blaming the reaction for the action and start holding their own choices accountable. The single life isn't a life sentence, it's a consequence of the choices we make, the standards we uphold, and most importantly, the emotional safety we fail to provide.